All right, hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm currently sitting in. I really hope you guys can hear me because I got to talk very quiet because I got a sleeping baby right now and I'm not trying to wake him up. Hope you guys are going good. It's been a minute since you've probably seen me. I think Monday was our last lesson, right? We did basic operations. Now we're going to do multiplying matrices. Okay, what's the difference? The difference is, well, we did scalar multiplication, but we didn't actually do multiplying two matrices together, and that's what we're going to do today. So basic operations. Basic operations was addition, subtraction, scalar multiplication, and trying to pick out the variables. Like you have two matrices equal each other, and you have one variable, and you need to find the value of the variable. Okay, that was basic operations. It was pretty easy. Multiplying matrices is also pretty easy. The only difference is it's the process that's hard. I'm literally sitting in the corner right now, if you guys can see. You gotta do what you gotta do. Okay. So the process is hard for multiplying matrices. Why is it hard? It's new. It's the only reason it's hard. Okay. So I'm going to try to explain it the best I can. If you guys have questions, you got to message me on this. We go slow. It allows you guys to really understand it. Okay. Because it's new, and I call this chapter the money chapter. Why do I call it the money chapter? It's because ACT, SAT love matrices. Okay. They love testing you guys on it. What happens when you do well on the SAT? You get more money for college. Okay? All right, I really do hope everybody's doing good, having a good week. We had a successful week. If anybody's wondering, baby came out happy and healthy. Thanks for all the Schoology messages. You guys are the bomb. Okay? All right, so here we go. So multiply matrices have one specific rule. Okay? Here's a specific rule. In order for us to be able to multiply the matrices, the number, so like the dimensions, right? It's all the rule has to do with dimensions. So the dimensions here is a 2 by 2 times time symbol a 2 by 3. Okay. So going from left to right, the number of columns have to be the same in the first one as the number of rows in the second one. Okay. I'm going to repeat that. So in the first matrix, in the left one, the number of columns have to be the same number as the number of rows in the right one or in the second one. Okay, otherwise you can't do it. It's called undefined. Or in our terms, the two middle numbers have to match up. If the two middle numbers don't match up, you can't do it. Okay, so that's the one rule. So I can do this one. Okay, and how do I know what the resulting matrix dimension is going to be? Well, if the two numbers in the middle match up, they're going to cross off. And my new matrix is going to be a 2 by 3. Okay, the outer two numbers, that tells us what our resulting matrix is. Okay, the middle two, that's just to check if we can do it. The outer two tell us what our resulting matrix is going to be. Okay? All right, so let's skip that one. Let's just do dimensions for now. Can we do it? Can we not do it? And then we'll get into it later. Okay, in examples. Okay, can we do this one? This is a what? 3 by 1? 3 by 1 times a 1, 2, 3. 3 by 2. Okay, here's a question. Do these two numbers match up? No, they don't, right? So can't do it. We call it undefined. Okay, that's the rule. Those two numbers don't match up. It's undefined. You can't do it. Okay. Okay, so the first example. This one's super easy. It kind of teaches you a process for it. Okay, so here's the process. So first things first, you got to check if you can do it. So what are the dimensions here? It's a 1 by 2, and it's a 2 by 1. Are the middle two numbers the same? They are, right? These two numbers are the same. Check mark, we can do it. Okay, what is the resulting matrix? What's the two outer numbers? This is going to be a 1 by 1 matrix. So it's just going to be a single box, a single matrix. Okay, one value. Now, how do we get that one value? Okay, here's the process. And let me try to explain it the best I can. What we are going to do is we are going to take and multiply the first row by the first column to get our one entry. Okay? So first row by first column. So you're multiplying the first row by the first column. Luckily for us in this one, it only has one row times one column. It's very easy. Okay, here's how we do it. So what we want to do to get this value, we want to multiply our first row together. So 5 times 4. 5 times 4. That's the first one I want to do. Then you want to add your next value, which is -2 times 9. Okay? And then this value is going to tell you what to put in that first entry. Okay, so do the math. So 20 plus -18, so it's just going to be -18. It's just going to be 2. And that is the value we put inside of our matrix, our 1 by 1. Okay, let's take some time to unpack that a little bit. Okay, so what we did, we multiplied the first row by the first column to get our one entry, our very first entry. If we would have multiple rows, which we will in the next one, okay, where we have a 2 by 2 times a 2 by 2. Okay, here's how you would do it. Oh, I cannot look down and do this. My neck is destroyed. Okay, so we have 2 by 2 times a 2 by 2. First things first, can we do it? Yes, we can, because those two numbers are the same. What is my resulting matrix going to be? It's going to be the outer numbers. It's going to be a 2 by 2. Okay, and let's do this so I got some room. So I'm going to draw a big 2 by 2. Okay, so how do I figure out what values go here, what values go here? Because we have a 2 by 2, what values go here, and what values go here? Okay, remember what I said. Okay, the first entry is going to be the first row times the first column. Okay, the second entry in the first row of our new matrix is going to be the first row times the second column. So it's row times column, row times column, row times column. All right. Now, let's erase that so we can see it better. If I want to go down to the second row, well, I go down to the second row in my first matrix. I go to the second row now, and I multiply it by the first column. Okay. If I want to get the blue dot, the last slot to fill there, I take the second row and I multiply it by the second column. Okay, that's kind of a very simple way to explain it. I like that way. I like seeing the colors. Hopefully that clicks for you. If not, let's do the math. Hopefully it clicks by the end of that. And if it still doesn't click, send me a message because this really isn't that hard. But if you need one-on-one help, I can easily explain it to you. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Okay, we have the first row times the first column will give us this top left entry. So we have 6 times 0 plus, it's always addition, 6 times 0 plus 4 times -3. Okay, and you're going to see me do this quite a bit. You're going to see me do this a ton. Why am I doing that? Because I'm on 3 hours of sleep and I want to make sure I'm telling you guys correctly. Okay, 3 hours also feels like 10 hours. Okay, so that's my first entry. So if I want to get my second entry in my first row, okay, or my first row of my resulting matrix, I take the first row and I multiply by the second column now. So now we have 6 times 2 plus 4 times 1. Boom. Okay, you guys good with that? And I'll go through and highlight it next so you can see how the numbers match up with the colors. Okay, now I'm moving on to my second row. Okay, so we have 0 times 0 and -5 times -3. Okay. Oh, why did I do that? Come on. There we go. Okay, my last slot, I take my second row, multiply it by the second column now. So we have 0 times 2 plus -5 times 1. Now, guys, it's super easy to get lost, to have it 1 second and then lose it the next second. Like you feel like you're going to be doing it correctly, and then all of a sudden you don't feel like you're doing it correctly. Okay, go back to these notes. Okay, watch it. Man, I cannot sit like that. My neck is toast. What if I do this? Oh, there we go. Oh, that's much better. Feeding a baby really strains the neck. Okay. So we take, so what I was saying you guys are going to be doing these problems. You're going to get lost at some point. Okay. You're going to feel like you're doing it right. Then you're just going to get lost. Take a breath, go back to these notes and try to find the process, the step that you're on. Okay. That's how you see if you're doing it correctly. You just got to practice these over and over again. Okay. So now let's go ahead and match up with the colors. So what was my top left one? Green, I think. Yeah. Okay. So remember, the top left one, how we got this, we took the first row multiplied by the first column. The top right one, the blue one, we took the first row and we multiplied by the second column. Okay, let's get these colors off here. Now we have the second row. Ooh, I hope this was purple. I think it was. Okay, now we have the second row times the first column. Last but not least, my last entry is the second row times the second column. Now, guys, this could go on forever and ever and ever. Okay, there's no, as long as they match up, right? As long as the two middle dimensions are the same, there's no way we can't have a huge matrix. Okay, it's just the same process over and over again. The only way you guys get the process down is if you do it. Okay, Slater cannot teach you how to do this. I promise. Okay, let's do the actual math. So we have a 2 by 2 matrix. So 6 times 0 is 0 plus a -12 minus 12, we get -12. Okay. Next we have 12 plus 4 times 1 is going to be 4. We get 16. I'm going to double check. Yep, we're good. Okay. Now to the second row. We have 0 times 0, 0 obviously, plus -5 times -3, which is 15. So we have 15. Okay, and the next one's obviously going to be, this is 0 and -5. Okay, double check, make sure we're doing this correctly, make sure I'm telling you correctly. My brain is not scattered. It is not. Okay, we're done. That's it. It's a lot of computation, but it's not hard computation. The only thing that's hard about it is the process. Okay. All right, here we go. Next one. Okay, first things first, first step. Can we do it? Okay, let's go over the dimensions. We have a 2 by 2 multiplied by a 3 by 2. Can we do it? Do these two numbers match up? They don't, right? So these are the easy ones. You guys should thank me if I give you these. All you gotta do is put undefined. Okay, why is it undefined? Because these two numbers do not match up. Okay. Okay, do we have one left? Oh, we do. Okay. We have a 3 by 2 multiplied by a 2 by 3. So here's what I'm talking about. This one's going to be a little bit longer. Okay, so pay attention. Okay, so first things first. These two numbers match up? They do, right? So what is my resulting matrix going to be? It's going to be a 3 by 3. Why is it a 3 by 3? Because it's the outside two numbers. So let's draw a big 3 by 3. Hopefully that's big enough. Okay, remember the process. Remember the process. I take the first row and I multiply by the first column. And then I multiply that first row by however many columns the second matrix has. Okay, so this one has 3, so I'm going to have to do it 3 times in order to get that top left entry. I'm going to have to do 3 multiplications. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so we're good to go. So we have 3. Well, we only have to do 4. Okay, only 4. So we have first row times first column. So we have 3 times -1. Once again, first row times first column. So 3 times -1 plus -4 times -6. It's only 4 numbers, so it's not bad. Okay, I'm already going to run out of room. Let's just give me a ton of room. And I'll try to use different colors so you guys don't get confused here. So next entry, we have the first row multiplied by the second column now. So we have 3 times 7, okay, plus -4 times 2. Okay, last but not least, for the top row, we have the first row times the third column now. So we have 3 times -2 plus -4 times 4. Take a breath. Okay, we're done. We're done with the first row. So see how we have 3 sets of computations we have to do just for that first row? That's what I was saying. Okay, now let's go down to our second row. So now we're done with this row. We're done with this row in the first one. Okay, so now let's go to my second row times my first column. It's the same process. Okay, so we have 6 times -1 plus 5 times -6. Okay, so now we have this second row times the second column. So we have 6 times 7. And then we have 5 times 2 plus 5 times 2. Okay, I'll give you guys a second to catch up if you're writing these notes down. You should be writing these notes down. Okay, it's muscle memory. Half of math is just muscle memory. Okay, if you do it over and over again, it becomes second nature. Okay, for my last entry for that row, we have our second row times my third column. So 6 times -2 plus 5 times 4. I'm really going to have to double check. If we made a mistake, that's fine. All we got to do is go back and fix it. Just take a deep breath, go back and fix it. We're done with this second row. Okay, now on to my last row. So take my last row, my third row, multiply by the first column in order to get that bottom left entry. So we have 1 times -1 and 0 times 6. Okay, next we take this third row, multiply by the second column. Okay, so we have 1 times 7 plus 0 times 2. And you guys will get good enough to do these in your head. I don't recommend it, but I get it. Like, yeah, you guys can do all these computations in your head. It's not that big of a deal. You can just go ahead and put the number in there. You don't have to, you can skip this step if you want. Do I recommend it? No. Why do I recommend it? Because everybody makes mistakes, and you guys tend to make little computation mistakes when you go too fast. And I think if you go too fast, you're going to mess up one of these values. Okay. So for the last entry, the bottom right entry, we take the third row times the third column. So 1 times negative 2 and plus 0 times 4. That's an easy one because it's got 0 in it and in one of the values. Anytime you have 0 in one of the values, it's easy because it's really the second number just disappears. Okay, let's do some math. All right, so now we're going to do our final matrix. Okay, so we have 3 times negative 1 here, which is negative 3, plus negative 4 times negative 6, which is minus 24, or positive 24, excuse me. So we have negative 3 plus 24. What is that going to give us? 21. Okay, I'm just going to do all the columns first, just because same color. You guys know me, I like using the same color. Okay, now we have 6 times negative 1, which is going to be negative 6, plus 6 times negative 5, which is going to be negative 30. It's going to be negative 36. Let's double check that we did that right. 6 times negative 1 is negative 6, plus 5 times negative 6, which is negative 30. So negative 6 minus 30 is negative 36. Looks good to me. Okay, last one for the first column. We have 1 times negative 1, which is going to be negative 1, obviously, plus 0, which is negative 1. You guys going to hate me when I show you guys how to do this in a calculator? That'll be a couple days, though. I might make a video because we have the double worksheet again. So we have the 2 worksheets, and let me double check. Yeah, we have 2 worksheets for this chapter, or this section, just like we did for basic operations. So maybe for the second worksheet, I'll make a calculator video showing you guys the easy way to do this. You just plug these into your calculator. Now, it's kind of tedious, but there's no math involved. Your calculator does it for you. I actually think it's faster to do it this way, but I get why some people like the calculator. Okay, let's do the second column now from our resulting matrix. So we have 3 times 7 is 21, plus negative 4 times 2, which is negative 8. So 21 minus 8, what is that? 13? Double check me. Fix it if it's not. That's the problem. You guys can't live double check me. Yeah. That's your guys' like favorite hobby. That's wrong. Okay. Okay, next we have 6 times 7. Which is what? 42? Plus 10, which is 52. Pretty easy. It's not hard math. Okay, next we got 7 plus 0 is just 7. Okay, we're almost done. Take a breath. Okay, it'll be okay. It's the same process. It's not a hard math. You just got to stay organized, and that's the hard part for you guys. Okay, last column, we have 3 times negative 2, which is going to be negative 6. Okay, plus negative 4 times 4, which is going to be minus 16. Double check that we're doing that right. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. If I'm double checking, you guys should be double checking. Duh. Okay, negative 6 minus 16 is what? Negative 22. Looks good to me. Negative 22. Okay. Next we have 6 times negative 2 is negative 12. Plus 20. Okay, negative 12 plus 20 is going to be what? 8. So 20 minus 12 can be 8. Okay, last but not least, finally almost done. 1 times negative 2, which is negative 2. And then we have 0 times 4 plus 0, negative dose. Okay, let's double check this column, make sure we did it right. Just take a quick glance over it. I am double checking. I'm not telling you guys to double check because it's a lot of computations. It's 6 o'clock in the morning. Negative 6 plus, yep, we're good on that one. Negative 12 plus 20, yep, we're good on that one too. And we're good. If I made a mistake, let me know, and I might give you an extra point on your homework just for paying attention. Okay. Go slow, guys. Go slow. If I'm double checking, you guys should be double checking. Definitely. Okay. That's all I got for you. That's it. Multiply matrices. Day one. Okay. Once again, it's a 2 worksheet section. So take your time. Take your time on your homework. All you got is 2 worksheets for this section. It's not like you have another section to learn. You're just going to practice it again. Okay. All right, guys. See ya. Message me if you got any questions.